にちは皆さん、お元気ですか? Hello, how are you? Today we're going to learn some very confusing verbs. 貸します and 借ります. I think these two verbs are very, very confusing even in any languages. And even in Japan, many Japanese people get confused. 貸します、借ります. So let's learn very, very correctly today. Well, 貸します. 貸します. You can translate this to lend, or you can also say rent. Well, lend if you don't have to pay anything. I lend. There's something and I lend. 貸します. And if I rent something and also rent, but I rent to you like this. Okay? 貸します. And 反対, contrary, 反対. Do you remember? 反対 is, the opposite is 借ります. If I lend and somebody borrows. 貸します, 借ります. Very confusing because these kanjis are different, but the pronunciation is the same. Ka. Only the difference is shi or ri. Ri or shi. 貸します to lend. 借ります to borrow. Just one hint. 借ります. This sound ri, r. It's like receive. So when you say 借ります, it means you receive. 借ります. Even it is to 借ります to borrow or to rent or to lease or to hire. This is 借ります. 借ります. So when you receive, 借ります. And when you give, this is 貸します. It's very confusing. And do you remember we already learned あげます, もらいます. The structure is the same. For example, with あげます、私は友達にプレゼントをあげます. I give my friend a present. 私は友達にプレゼントをあげます. In a different way, 私は友達にプレゼントをもらいました. I received a present from my friend. 私は友達にプレゼントをもらいました. So it means 貸します. This is a little bit similar to あげます because the direction is to give. 貸します to lend. And 借ります. 借ります. It's quite similar to もらいます because I receive. もらいます. I borrow. Let's study this word. お金. お金. This is money. This kanji, 金, we can also pronounce 金. 金 is the gold. And this is quite easy. And also when we say 金, like 金曜日, Friday, we write like this. The first one and second one. So, and 1, 2, again. Then here, the vertical line, and again 1, 2, and the last part is here. This is 金 or 金, gold or money. And you see, this is 借金. Well, this is the first kanji. You see this? 借ります. Li sound, R sound. So receive. 借ります. It means to borrow. So this is the meaning of the borrow. And money. This is the money that you borrowed. So this is debt. It's 借金. Okay? So this is the way that maybe we can learn this kanji. Borrow, 借金, the money that you borrowed, debt. Let's see some examples so that you can understand very well. Do you remember this word 弟? 弟. This is younger brother. 弟. And this word お母さん mother. お母さん and お金 money. お金 and 借ります receive. Borrow. 借ります. So with this word, I'm going to make a sentence. Well, 先週、弟はお母さんにお金を借りました。先週、last week. 先週、弟は my younger brother. 弟は from whom? お母さんに and what? お金を借りました。because this is the past tense. 先週、弟はお母さんにお金を借りました。Last week, my younger brother borrowed some money from my mother. This sentence that we learned just now, I can say it a different way. Just change the order. Now, I'm going to say this phrase. I hope you can understand. お母さんは弟にお金を貸しました。I forgot to say 先週。先週、お母さんは弟にお金を貸しました。Well, this case, the first subject, お母さんは mother. To whom? 弟に to my elder brother. What? お金を貸しました。So, not now, 借りました。but 貸しました。So, my mother lent some money to my younger brother. So, 貸しました。The past tense. 先週、お母さんは弟にお金を貸しました。So, if I say until here, 先週、お母さんは弟にお金を and I don't say the verb, we don't know if she lent or she borrowed or she gave or she received. We don't know anything until we hear the last verb. So this is very difficult point because in English you say the verb just nearly the first part, but in Japanese the verb is in the end. So for the translation, it is quite difficult because we have to listen the verb. What's gonna be the verb? This word 友達 friend or friends 友達 and 鉛筆 this is a pencil 鉛筆 So if I say 友達に鉛筆を借ります友達に鉛筆を借ります It means どうもありがとうございます鉛筆を借りました借ります R sound like receive 友達に鉛筆を借りました I just borrowed a pencil just for a moment 友達に鉛筆を借りました Thank you どうもありがとう But if I say 友達に鉛筆を the same but the last part 友達に鉛筆を貸します Here you are 友達に鉛筆を貸しますどうぞ友達に鉛筆を I lend 友達に鉛筆を貸します Another example with new words. 図書館図書館 Well, 図書館 is bibliothèque. And when you see this kanji 館 in the last part, it means some public, very big place, like house. It means, for example, 図書館 bibliothèque. And if I say 美術館 this is the museum of the pictures, and 博物館 this is the also museum, but this is not with the pictures, but with all kind of science and historical, this kind of museum. This is 博物館. Well, anyway, 館 so the big public place. 図書館 bibliothèque. Then I'm going to say the phrase. Sentence. 昨日 when? 昨日 yesterday. 昨日図書館で図書館で in the bibliothèque. 昨日図書館で本を借りました。昨日図書館で本を借りました。来週返します。Well, 返します it means to give back, to return. So, 昨日図書館で本を借りました。来週返します。Next week, I'm going to give it back. Do you remember this word 飛行機 This is airplane. 飛行機 Then this place 飛行場 with this the last kanji 場 this means the place where there are lots of airplanes. 飛行場 airport. But there are other words. 空港 Well, this 空 we can also pronounce 空. This means sky. And 港 this is also we can say 港 the port. So 空港 this is also airport. We can use 飛行場 or 空港 the both way. Just the same. Okay? But maybe when we say the name of this the specific airport, we usually say with 空港. For example, 成田空港 the airport 成田 airport 羽田空港 Haneda airport like this. Then I'm gonna say this word again. Do you remember 自動車 automobile, or we can only say 車 with this the last kanji 車 a car. Well, both are cars. And do you remember this kind of grammar? ませんか Why don't we do ましょう Okay, let's do ましょう Then I'm gonna say like this. 飛行場で車を借りませんか飛行場で車を借りませんか It means, why don't we rent a car in the airport? Why don't we rent a car in the airport? 飛行場で車を借りませんか借りませんか R sound 借ります so receive 借りませんか Why don't we rent a car? Or 飛行場で車を借りましょう飛行場で車を借りましょう That means Let's rent a car in the airport. Let's rent a car in the airport. This is 飛行場で車を借りましょう。The last example before the exam. Well, again with 友達 friend. 明日友達に DVD と本を貸します。明日 tomorrow 友達に to my friend DVD と本 DVD と本 Well, I used this particle と is to unite two words DVD と本 Well, DVD you can write in Japanese just like in English DVD like DVD then we read DVD okay so 明日友達に DVD と本を貸します I lend tomorrow I'm gonna lend my friend DVD and a book. Now we are going to begin our quiz. As usual, there are 10 questions, and the first 5 is gonna be the dictation. And after this dictation is at the same time with the questions. So you must think about your answers. Okay? And from 6 to 10, this is gonna be the translation into Japanese. And I tell you, the last one is quite difficult, but please try, because if you know this, it means that you really could understand them very well. So please prepare your paper and the pencil. 1番目、先月友達に何か借りましたか？先月友達に何か借りましたか？先月友達に何か借りましたか？先月友達に何か借りましたか？ 2 番目、図書館で何を借りますか？図書館で何を借りますか？図書館で何を借りますか？図書館で何を借りますか？3番目。お父さんにお金を借りましたか？お父さんにお金を借りましたか？お父さんにお金を借りましたか？お父さんにお金を借りましたか？4番目。友達に DVD を貸しましたか？友達に DVD を貸しましたか？友達に DVD を貸しましたか？ ましたか？友達に DVD を貸しましたか？5番目、誰にお金を借りますか？誰にお金を借りますか？誰にお金を借りますか？誰にお金を借りますか？誰にお金を借りますか？ Now translation into Japanese. Okay? Number 6. Let's rent a car in the airport. Let's rent a car in the airport. Number 7. My younger sister borrowed some money from my mother. My younger sister borrowed some money from my mother. Number 8. 8番目 I lent my dictionary to my friend this morning. I lent my dictionary to my friend this morning. Number 9. A little bit difficult. I borrowed an umbrella from my elder sister yesterday, but I gave it back today already. I borrowed an umbrella from my elder sister yesterday, but already I gave it back today. And now number 10, 10番目. This is gonna be, I think it's difficult. Well, this is, I didn't borrow money from anyone. I didn't borrow money from anyone. It's quite difficult. One hint. Do you remember this one? 何も and negative. Nothing. 誰も and a negative. No one. どこもどこへも nowhere. So here maybe with the second one, right? 誰も no one. But not only 誰も. This is another hint because here the structure we need a certain particle. Do you remember? So it's quite difficult, but let's try. How was it? You know, the answers are written in the description below. If you don't have anyone that can help you or who can correct, who can check your answers, then maybe you can see them. But first you must try without seeing it. Okay? If you liked this video and you think this video was useful for you, please don't forget to give me like. And if you share my videos with your friends, that will help me a lot. And if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, please subscribe my channel to continue learning with me. 今日もここまで見てくださってどうもありがとうございます。ではチャンネル登録といいねボタン、そしてお友達とシェアしていただけたらとても嬉しいです。ではまた会いましょうね。バイバイ、またね。